you down.
On my side of the tram, you see Fire Station 51, named after the fictional fire station seen in the 1970s television series Emergency. Phantom of the Opera. Filming of a 20th Century Fox motion picture called Jingle All the Way, and that motion picture stars Arnold Schwarzenegger and Sinbad. That film should be released in December of 1990. Jim, something just happened to the bridge. I think they're having some kind of mechanical problem. What? Oh, well, if you think it's okay. Folks, Jim seems to think that the bridge is fine. He's been across it a couple of times today. Now, this bridge is made of a special wood that we use here. It's called Hollywood. Mobile from Uncle Buck. Some of the soap derby race cars from the motion picture The Little Rascals. And I pity the fool. I just pity the fool that drives the van from the A-Team. We have some of the futuristic vehicles from the motion picture Back to the Future. Who could forget the black convertible that Biff drove in the Back to the Future film? And this last gray Peugeot was driven by Detective Columbo himself. That part, of course, is played by Peter Falk. Now, folks, I just took you back to the future. Well, come and join me back in Bedrock, as seen in the motion picture, The Flintstones. Starring in that motion picture was John Goodman, Elizabeth Perkins, Elizabeth Taylor, and, Halle Berry. Coming up on the driver's side of the Also coming up on the driver's side of the tram, you see the yellow submarine, seen in the TV series Sequest DSV. And who could forget the number 10 Jeep from the motion picture Jurassic Park? Now, in that Jeep, Jeff Goldblum and Laura Dern's character chased the Tyrannosaurus Rex. Everybody, please remain seated for me. Thank you. Atop the trees and letting it flow down like rain. To create the flood, we use recycled water, stored in tanks, place the tanks above the hill, and let it flow down like a natural flood. Now, this rain flash flood scene appeared in the motion picture The River, starring Eagles, with Martin Short and Steve Martin. Now, many of you Simon and Simon fans may recognize this area when the two brothers who lived in San Diego would venture over into Tijuana, Mexico. Those scenes were filmed here as well. And many of you video fans may recognize this section from Janet Jackson's video, Escapade. Take a look on my side of the tram. You see some of our cowboys from many of those South and Western films that we did here starting in the 1950s. Taller and some are smaller. Well, this was done on purpose. See, they would place the cowboys in larger doors so that on camera they would appear to be more petite and smaller than they really were. They're one of those South and Western film stars. It's approaching our tram right now. Motion picture, The Color Purple. This section served as Miss Silly's dress shop area, and Miss Silly, of course, is played by Whoopi Goldberg. Now, many of the structures in our Texas town appear to be made of brick or stone. They are not. It's made of fiberglass, foam rubber, or some other lightweight material. The glass that you saw in many of the windows is what we call candy glass, and it's a breakable glass. On the driver's side of the tram, you see this large tank. Take a look on my side of the tram, you see a closer view of the Metropolitan set being used in the motion picture Jingle All the Way, starring Arnold Schwarzenegger and Sinbad. Now, that area is called out New York as LA for the filming Escape from LA that will be out this month, starring Kirk Douglas. Also, that section was used in the filming of The Nutty Professor, starring Eddie Murphy. That's out now. This area was also seen as Boston in the 1800s for an episode to take you inside a soundstage right now. And keep your cameras out and focused because strange things have been going on here.
Late word just in. The path of destruction continues east, causing thousands to flee their homes. Police sighted near the 200-block of Open Avenue.
Hey, that's where we
Now
are.
have live coverage on the scene with our helicopter reporter, Kelly King. Kelly.
We're now hovering above the wreckage of a crushed L train. The helicopter beside us is searching for... Wait! There's a tramload of people down there. We've got to go down and warn them. Attention, people on the tram.
Yeah?
You are in danger.
You're in danger? What's going on?
Don't let them go.
What? I can't make out what's... Hey, what's going on? Hey, lady, Oh, no! Hey, hold on, everybody. We'll get you out of here somehow. Oh, wait a minute. There's something blocking the road up ahead. I can't make out what it is. Oh, no! It's raining! Back there, we'll get you out of here somehow. In her own right. She won the Academy Award for both Best Supporting Actress and Best Actress. On the driver's side of the tram, you'll see our property graveyard. It's there, or here, that we house many of our props that were seen in motion pictures and television shows. Coming up on my side of the tram, you see some of the old vehicles that were seen in the television series McHale's Navy, starring Ernest Borgnine and Tim Conway. And you know, rumor has it that the crew members from McHale's Navy planted mines in these waters so that no other crew members would come and work on this spot. Now, I don't know how true those rumors are. You know how rumors are. They're whoa. I guess that rumor is pretty true, folks. Now, folks, we are coming upon a most memorable part of our tour. It's the parting of the Red Sea. Now, how many of you remember in the Ten Commandments, Charleston Heston as Moses standing on a cliff, raising his staff and commanding that the waters part? Well, you know what? I need you to help me out, everybody, because my voice is kind of going. I need you to holler, part the waters for me, okay? On the count of 3, all right? 1, 2, 3.
Part the waters!
Very good. Hey, take a look, everybody. Moses couldn't have done it better himself. Thank you. Now, Cecil B. DeMille's first parted the waters for the 1923 silent film version by taking a block of frozen gelatin, cutting it in half, and then melting it back together and reversing the film so that the waters actually appeared to be parting. For the 1956 version, this was done with special effects and several hundred extras marching across a dirt road. Then, as we prepare to take you into the Red Sea, everybody, please pick anything up off the floor that may get wet and get your cameras out. You're about to see a great sea level picture. Be prepared, everybody, because more water may be just around the corner. The area on my side of the tram is currently being used as a property storage area. However, it served as a set location for the TV movie Gilligan's Island. Take a look on the driver's side of the tram, this large hand and phone. Also coming up on the driver's side of the tram is building number 487. Now this is our props building. It houses all of our props. Now a prop is considered anything that is not nailed down to a set and can range from a paper clip to a grand piano. Spartacus, again starring Kirk Douglas and Sir Laurence Olivier. Take a look on my side of the tram, you'll see the stairway there. It was there that Sir Laurence Olivier addressed the Roman Empire. This was also the section used in filming the motion picture The War of the Worlds, The History of the World, Part 1, starring Mel Gibson. Take a look on the driver's side and you see each other. On my side of the tram, you see this embassy building. Now this appeared also in the motion picture The Shadow, starring Alec Baldwin. Now we can change this embassy building into any foreign embassy by just changing the flag out front. Very simple method, I think. Then everybody get your passports out. They did tell you to bring your passports when you entered the tour today, didn't they? Did they? Did you bring your passports with you? Hello? Because I will be checking. We are currently heading into Little Europe. It was on this road, actually, that they filmed All Quiet on the Western Front. And that film earned Universal its first Academy Award for Best Picture in 1929. This is also the area that they filmed the Castle Rock motion picture City Slickers, starring Billy Crystal and Daniel Stern. Also for you Beverly Hills 90210 fans, they filmed an episode here. It was the episode where Brenda and Donna visited Paris, France. Also the motion picture The War and the Roses was filmed here as well. It served as Old Georgetown University in that film, and that film starred Kathleen Turner and Michael Douglas. Folks, get your cameras out. We are about to come upon a most historical part of our tour. Take a look on my side of the tram. Now this courtyard is known as the Court of Miracles. It starred many of our monster movie characters. Now it was known as the Court of Miracles because it was named after the motion picture The Miracle Man, starring the man of 1,000 faces, Lon Chaney Sr. And as I mentioned, many of our monster films were done here. Many monster characters such as Frankenstein, Dracula, could all be seen in this very section at one time or another. As a matter of fact, if you look close in the window there, you see the Invisible Man. Now, a very interesting casting story for the role of Frankenstein was that it initially was to go to Bela Lugosi. However, because Frankenstein had no lines and the extensive makeup job that needed to be done, he turned the role down. It then went to an unknown actor by the name of William Henry Pratt. Well, Mr. Pratt thought that his name wasn't menacing enough for the role of Frankenstein, so he changed it to... Thank you very much, Boris Karloff. That's right. And the rest, as we say, is horror film history. Now, very interestingly enough, when Abbott and Costello was being filmed here in the 1940s, Universal decided to pair Abbott and Costello up with many of its monster movie characters. Frankenstein, which starred Bela Lugosi and Boris Karloff, is said to have been Abbott and Costello's best film. Now, it is in this section that we do action films. As a matter of fact, we are currently filming an action film. In a few moments, we'll be giving us permission to take you inside the soundstage for a close subway benches, the ad fare machines, the ticket machines, all adding to the effect of making it look like an authentic subway system. Then, as I mentioned, this is a two-level soundstage. Now, the upper level, as I mentioned, that you do not see is just wait a minute. Well, as I mentioned, everybody, the upper level is just... Oh, no. What happened, everybody? It appears that we have one of our California earthquakes. Please remain seated, everybody, and keep your arms and legs inside. I'll be put out here as soon as we get... Oh, no! What's happening back there? Oh no, the rollers are going! What's up for that train? Oh no! Hang on, everybody! We'll get you out of here as soon as we can. Oh no! Oh, hey, look out! Oh no! My side of the tram! The rollers are rusting! It's not that little fire, everybody! Richter scale. Folks, as you can see, there's no limit to the excitement that we can perform here at Universal Studios Hollywood. Now, you know, everybody, I have to admit to you, I didn't really feel like coming to Amity Island. Hey, Jim, why don't we take them over to Amity Island? You know, give them a chance to relax. We shook them up a little bit on the earthquake attraction. Hey, now wait a minute, everybody. Wasn't Amity Island where that Jaws shark was last seen? Well, I don't know about you, but I don't think I want to go there. Hey, George. Man, what are you doing out there? Hey, George. There's a fin in the water, and I don't think it's Flipper. Hey, George. Oh, man, get out of the water. Swim or roar. Do something, George.
Oh no, help, help, help!
Oh, George, man, you had a lot of guts. Oh, and there they go. They folks even try to catch this shark all day. We even attached some bait to the yellow float out there. Take a look at the yellow float, everybody. Let's see if he'll take our bait. Whoa, he took the bait. Oh, wait a minute, he's taking the bait. And make sure that the person you were sitting by is still there. Oh. Congratulations, everybody. You just survived the Jaws, presented by Ocean Spray. Hey, take a look at our mechanical shark. He's doing the backstroke. Now, during the filming of Jaws, Steven Spielberg used 3 mechanical sharks, and he named them all Bruce after his lawyer. Everybody, take another look across the Jaws Lake. Coming in the motion picture, The Best Little Whorehouse in Texas, starring Burt Reynolds and Dolly Parton. Now, this home is a practical home, which means we film interior shots as well as exterior shots. Now, the backyard of Miss Mona's Chicken Ranch served as the backyard to Jessica Fletcher. Now, if Jessica Fletcher ever needed any help solving any of her cases, all she needed to do was hop over the fence and run to this green and white house. Home on the driver's side of the tram was seen in The House of Seven Gables, starring Vincent Price. Now, Vincent Price made his horror film debut here at Universal Studios. He starred in the motion picture The Tower of London. And it was at the completion of that film that he swore he would never, ever do another horror film again. Well, fortunately for us, he went on to star in over 30 horror films. Now, wait a minute, folks. You know, mentioning horror films, it was on this road, on a dark and rainy night, that one of Alfred Hitchcock's characters traveled. See, Marion Crane had just stolen $40,000 from her boss and needed a place to stay and stash that money. Well, she came upon a tiny motel with 12 rooms, 12 vacancies, and an odd and strange owner by the name of Norman Bates. That's right, folks. I'm talking about the famous motion picture Psycho. Take a look on the driver's side of the tram and you see the famous Psycho house. Now, during the premiere of Psycho, Alfred Hitchcock received many letters. As a matter of fact, one gentleman wrote to him saying, you know, it was in that area that we currently filmed. The motion picture Till There Was You, starring Friends co-star Jennifer Aniston, that should be released in 1997. Take a look up on the driver's side of the tram. You see the back of some facades. These structures lashed down sequence in Apollo 13, and it also appeared in the TLC video Waterfalls. Also on my side of the tram, you see this log cabin. It was built for the motion picture The Great Outdoors, starring John Candy and Dan Aykroyd. Now we can go from sea level to ski level in just a matter of seconds. This home was seen in Harry and the Hendersons. Now, folks, we just currently finished a production here, and it appears that they left some of their ice and snow around. It appears that the only way to take you back to the entertainment level is through the ice tunnel up ahead. Now, folks, I have to ask you a big, big favor, that you remain completely still and very, very quiet in this ice tunnel, okay? Because the slightest noise could cause an avalanche, and I don't know about you, but I don't want an avalanche, okay? Shh. We have a wise guy up front. Everybody, please be very quiet. Shh. Wait a minute, my allergies are starting to act up. Everybody, I have to sneeze. Oh, achoo! Oh, no! Man, it looks like I started the avalanche. I'm sorry, everybody. Oh, no. Why are you all leaning? I don't understand. What is wrong with you? It also got to have a studio guidebook or a show schedule. You can also obtain one, from any of our gift shops throughout the park. Now, our park is divided into 2 levels, connected by the Starway escalator. The lower level, or Studio Central level, is where you can ride the Jurassic Park River Adventure. You may also see the World of Cinemagic there, catch a backdraft, and see the